What if I told you that right now, in the heart of West Africa, a small nation surrounded by chaos is not only surviving, but striking back with a force so fierce it's rewriting its place in history? Burkina Faso, a country long overlooked by the global powers, is now commanding attention, not through begging, not through diplomacy, but through blood, fire, and an iron will to reclaim its land. This is no ordinary war. This is not just another headline buried beneath the weight of global silence. What's happening in Burkina Faso today is a continental uprising wrapped inside one nation's rebellion. The Burkinabe people, backed by their military and local defense volunteers, are teaching the world a lesson that Africa does not need permission to fight for its freedom. Across the arid deserts and dense forests of the Sahel, the drums of war are pounding. Throughout May and June, Burkina Faso launched one of its most aggressive military campaigns yet. No longer waiting to be attacked, the soldiers moved with calculated aggression, launching aerial and ground operations that caught terrorists by surprise in region after region. On May 22nd in Walobia, heavily armed terrorists tried to attack a Burkinabe unit. They didn't just fail, they fled in shame, leaving behind corpses and weapons. The next day in Moussakioui, elite reconnaissance units spotted and neutralized enemy fighters, seizing equipment and arms. As the days went on, the pattern became clear. They strike, they destroy, they move forward. There are no retreats. In the Sahel on May 27th, terrorists trying to intimidate villagers found themselves face to face with fierce local defenders who held their ground and took back their weapons. The message was clear. There is no room for fear on Burkinabe soil. Meanwhile, in the air, a silent war was unfolding. Unmanned drones and attack jets hovered over forests and borders, tracking terrorist hideouts with ruthless precision. On May 28th, fighters swept through the Sintaso forest and eliminated a group of insurgents, recovering stolen materials. The very next day, a terrorist base in Solimana was blown off the map. They didn't see it coming. Then came the attempted infiltration from Côte d'Ivoire. Terrorists thought they could slip in undetected through Kalana, but the 15th Rapid Intervention Battalion had other plans. In a flash, they ambushed the invaders, crushing their operation before it could even begin. Days later, in Taparco, ambushes were set for the resupply convoys of the enemy. What they intended to deliver to their terrorist comrades never reached them, because it was seized by Burkina Faso's defenders. At this moment, let's pause and thank you, our loyal subscribers and supporters of Voice of Africa. You make this platform possible. You help us bring to light the stories that mainstream media refuses to show. The battles, the bravery, the sacrifices, they deserve to be seen, heard, and remembered. If you believe in this mission, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and consider supporting us through super thanks or membership. Your voice strengthens the voice of Africa. As June rolled in, the pace only intensified. On June 3rd, units engaged terrorists in multiple locations: Kinsay, Solimana, between Dori and Tabarco. Everywhere they encountered the enemy, they responded with force. Attempts to infiltrate Mané failed miserably. Vigilance was sky-high, and the enemy learned fast that there are no soft spots left. In Pama, where the enemy was gathering for a major attack, their plans were shattered in a single day. Hidden deep in a forest, their logistics base was blown apart. Explosions echoed through the trees. When the smoke cleared, bodies and charred weapons were all that remained. The few who tried to run were hunted down. Burkina Faso had sent a message across the continent. Africa will no longer fold its hands. Missile after missile lit up the night skies. In Sergasuma, a large enemy compound was destroyed with precision. In Babu, Belade, Nasumbo, each strike was timed, each target observed for days. Convoys, hideouts, weapons caches, none were spared. In Sombela, several bunkers were obliterated in one of the most powerful airstrikes to date. At Petegoli, a terrorist command center was destroyed during a live meeting. No warning, just fire. At the tri-border region, enemy fighters tried to regroup under forest cover. They had no idea the skies were watching. Just as they gathered, a missile tore through the canopy, sending them scattering. Another followed, then another. Survivors tried to crawl away beneath trees. But they were seen, and they were struck. This isn't random violence. This is coordinated justice. The enemy ran. They hid. But the war followed them. Drones tracked every step, every base they fled to. They tried to sleep at night, but the skies didn't rest. In one mission, reinforcements sent to retrieve the wounded were followed and eliminated before they could even regroup. There is no more safe haven for terror in Burkina Faso. Commander Abdulaziz Raogo, the Army's public affairs chief, made the military's stance crystal clear. The images speak for themselves. Our forces are not only reactive, they are surgical. We will fight this war, and we will win. He emphasized that these successes are not the work of a single unit, but of a coordinated national defense. Ground troops, air units, local volunteers, and specialized forces all acting in unison, and most importantly, backed by the people. He pointed out how eastern towns, once vulnerable and starving, are now receiving regular military escorts and supply routes. We ravitailed more than 5,000 trucks to the Sahel and central regions, he said, and in the east every major town has been supplied. That's what we fight for, peace and stability for our people. But Commander Raogo did not stop there. He issued a stern warning to the enemy. Despite their losses, they persist. But our message is simple. Lay down your weapons or be destroyed. We will not hesitate. We will not bend. He also praised the medical teams, field medics, garrison clinics, and military hospitals, especially the Captain Alassane Coulibaly Military Hospital, where injured soldiers are treated and often rush back to join the fight. The morale is unbreakable, he said. The soldiers know they are not alone. They feel the support of the population, of the leadership, of the entire nation. He ended with hope. A unified regional force, born from the Sahel Alliance, is now in progress. In April, chiefs of staff met in Ouagadougou. In June, the defense ministers gathered again to finalize plans. A united force, unrestricted by borders, will soon take the battle across regions, because terrorism doesn't respect borders, and neither should justice. To the people of Burkina Faso, the commander had one final message. Stay united behind your defense forces. We have doubled our vigilance. We will never abandon you. As the rains come, we will fight even harder to ensure your safety and peace. So now the world must watch. Because Burkina Faso is not just waging a war for itself. It's lighting a fire for every African nation that has suffered in silence. This is the sound of chains breaking. This is the storm that colonizers, invaders, and mercenaries never saw coming. Africa, this is your fight too. Let the skies roar. Let the forests burn with defiance. Let every soldier, every volunteer, every mother and child know, we see you, we honor you, we will speak your truth, and we will echo your courage across every corner of this continent. If you've made it this far, don't let this story disappear. Share it, subscribe to this channel. Keep your eyes on Burkina Faso, because the next chapter of African sovereignty is being written in real time, with blood and fire and unwavering pride.